Want to dig in further on this with someone who is quite familiar with the dangers of windmill farms, and that is a hero to me, U.S. Representative Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey. Representative Van Drew has held multiple hearings on the impact of offshore wind. He is a fierce warrior against this nonsense. He worked to put an end to these future projects with President Trump. Congressman, welcome to the show.
Oh, it's great to be with you, Megyn. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You have been like a dog with a bone trying to prevent this nonsense, and you're winning. It's so great to get a win. Before we get to the winning, can you elaborate on some of the downsides of these massive wind farms?
Megyn, there are so many. I've been around for a few years. I was a state senator, state assemblyman, and mayor. I've seen a lot of projects. I don't think I've ever seen one project that was so bad in so many ways. And initially, many of us were open to it. We thought of bucolic windmills. These aren't windmills. They're industrial wind turbines. They use lubricants that are dangerous in the water. They are very expensive to run, and your utility bills would go up. Even those that advocate for them will say utility bills would go up, and they've gone up enough already, 2 or 3 times as much as they are already. Bad for the fishermen. That's how I got involved when I spoke to a lot of the fishing industry, much of which is in my district. They knew what it was going to do. They asked for help, and of course, we got involved. They are bad for tourism. They are bad for the environment, national security. They are a danger to radar because they're 1,000 feet tall with red lights on top of it. The list goes on, and most of all, when we are energy rich, and we can be independent and don't need to depend upon anybody, we should be exporting energy. Rather than do that, this administration, as it always did with everything American, reduced it and was going to make us rely upon foreign companies to supply our energy. That would be very expensive. I could go on and on, Megyn. Unbelievable.
The left wants to paint itself as the pro-environment group, but the truth is these things are terrible for the environment. The blades are like the span of an airplane from wing to wing. They're huge, and they're on each one of these wind turbines. And on top of that, they're full of toxins, which we have no idea what to do with when these things break or are retired.
In Nantucket, some of them broke, got in the water. They had to close the beaches down. They're fiberglass. They're not recyclable. After 15 years, these things are done. And you know what their answer is? They're just going to cut them down towards the base, but they're going to leave the structure in there. They don't even know what to do with the blades. They're dangerous. And we have in my office, one of the things when we had one of our hearings, we brought somebody in from Nantucket, and the display shows the shattered wind turbine blade, and it says, do not touch because it's dangerous. It'll get in your skin. I mean, if you're putting that out in our beautiful, pristine ocean, a gift from God, and you're actually doing that, it is just unbelievable. It is the height of hypocrisy. And you know what it's about, Megyn? It was billions upon billions of dollars for rich companies to make even more